Welcome to the RD2BE podcast. Each week we sit down with a different registered dietitian nutritionist to showcase the diversity of opportunity in the dietetics profession. Our aim is to dismantle the notion that there is a traditional career path. I'm Carl Barnes, the registered dietitian behind the scenes of RD2BE.
And I am Jenna Warnock, the RD2BE host. Our RD guests share their stories, career paths, and advice to help students like us succeed in the profession. Welcome back to another week of the RD2BE podcast. I'm your host, Jenna, and with the start of the new school year, we're super excited to feature some more dietetics programs and different avenues that you can go on your way to becoming a registered dietitian. And so this week, we're going to be sitting down with Miss Emily Johnson. She's the assistant professor and admissions coordinator at Augusta University for their Department of Nutrition and Dietetics. And she's going to be giving us a little bit of a broad overview of their program because our main goal with this podcast, of course, is to increase that accessibility for RD2Bs wanting to become dietitians. And Augusta University provides a very new and exciting program setup that Miss Johnson will be going over with us with a little presentation. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Jenna. I'm excited to share a little bit about who we are, what makes our program unique, and how we support future dietitians in reaching their goals.
Absolutely.
So our mission here at Augusta University within our MSDI program, our Master of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics, combined with a dietetic internship, is simple but powerful, and that's to prepare entry-level dietitians through applied professional experiences that bring classroom learning to life. So here at AU, we are student-centered, we are experience-oriented, and we are outcomes-driven. So that means that we care deeply about you as the student. We care about your goals. We care about any challenges that you might face as you're navigating through the program. We care about your experiences, meaning you won't just be sitting in a classroom. We incorporate many experiential learning activities into the curriculum, and we're also outcomes driven. So that means that our focus is always on making sure that you leave prepared for the RD exam, are confident, and are also employable. So a little bit about our program, our MSDI program here at Augusta University. We are fully accredited by ASCEND to offer a Master of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics. We are an in-person program, and we are spread out over 5 semesters with a strong focus on clinical nutrition. So not only will you be learning the nutrition science, but you're also learning how to apply that nutrition science in complex clinical environments, whether that be in a hospital ICU, pediatrics, or community-based care. And that blend of academic rigor and applied experience is really what makes our program effective. So our program at Augusta University is fully accredited by ASCEND. We offer a Master of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics and the Dietetic Internship. We are an in-person program that is spread out over 5 semesters with a very strong focus in clinical nutrition. So not only will you be learning the nutrition science, but you're also learning how to apply that in complex clinical scenarios, such as in the hospital, in the intensive care unit, in pediatrics, or in community care. And we have a blend of academic rigor and applied experience that is really what makes our program effective. One of the things that I love most about our program is the interactive, hands-on approach. So students engage in real-time demonstrations, tactile activities, and we even have simulated patient encounters. So it's not just about the skills, but it's also about the connection. So you'll build relationships with your peers, you'll build relationships with preceptors and mentors that will extend throughout not only your time here in our graduate program, but also throughout your career. And because our environment is fully immersive, you will receive that immediate personalized feedback that helps you refine your practice in real time. And so we like to say that our program at Augusta University is where knowledge meets connection. And that connection is what then transfers along to help you become confident dietitians in the field. We also have several unique features that help us stand out. And the first is our capstone research projects. All of our students complete a capstone research project. These projects give students a chance to explore meaningful questions, whether that be from food insecurity on campus to nutrition for our student athletes. We've had students explore research in pediatric health and in nutrition support in the ICU, or wellness initiatives across our university and community. Second, in the past, we have had the opportunity to offer financial support opportunities like out-of-state tuition waivers and graduate assistantships when we have funding that is available. One of the innovative aspects of our program is the use of standardized patients. During the initial medical nutrition therapy rotation, which we call Medical Nutrition Therapy 1, our students will visit our SPEAR Center, which stands for Simulated Patients for Education, Assessment, and Research. And that's our interdisciplinary simulation center that we have here on our health sciences campus. And the students, when they go to the SPEAR Center, they practice their nutrition assessments with our standardized patients. And a standardized patient is basically a trained actor who plays the role of a patient, typically in a medical scenario, but in our case, it's a nutrition scenario. So it feels very real. They come into the exam room, the patient is there playing, the actor is playing the patient, but it's also a very safe space where you can practice things like counseling. You can practice your interviewing and assessment skills. You can give nutrition education, and you can practice your nutrition-focused physical exam on a real patient instead of just your peers or your faculty or preceptors. One of the best parts is that you get feedback right away. So by the time that you're with your actual patients, you already feel more confident and prepared. Another thing that I love about our program is that we are part of the College of Allied Health Sciences here on the Health Sciences campus at Augusta University. And so that means that we have an opportunity to work alongside students from other healthcare disciplines, such as occupational therapy, speech language pathology. We have a physician assistant program, physical therapy students, many other allied health programs. And so our students gain those valuable interprofessional skills throughout their time at Augusta University. So here you will see our course schema. Our program is 5 semesters long, and the course sequence is designed to blend classroom learning with hands-on practice. So you'll start by building a strong foundation in advanced nutrition science and assessment and begin formulating your capstone project. You'll then progress into your clinical rotations within your 3rd semester, 3rd, 4th, and 5th semester, and your special topics courses such as food culture and sustainability and maternal and pediatric nutrition. And by your final semester, you'll be finalizing your capstone project, finishing your clinical rotations with your self-select rotation. And this is a rotation that is designed to allow students to have an opportunity to learn in a specialty area that they're interested in, and then finish strong with nutritional genomics and geriatric nutrition. So you will finish all of your courses and your supervised experiential learning within 5 semesters. Our students also benefit from some incredible partnerships with hospitals and community organizations. So our students complete rotations at Wellstar MCG Health, which is a level 1 trauma center, the Children's Hospital of Georgia, which has a level 4 NICU, the Veterans Affairs Hospital, Piedmont Hospital of Augusta, and even specialized centers like dialysis, bariatric programs, and the burn unit at Doctors Hospital. Beyond the hospital, we also partner with organizations like Augusta Locally Grown and Golden Harvest Food Bank, which give our students an opportunity to serve in the community. And these partnerships ensure that our students are prepared to work with diverse patient populations in both the clinical and in the community setting. Our nutrition assessment lab is one of the most exciting resources that we offer because it gives our students an opportunity to practice professional grade equipment that they will see in the field. So for example, we have a bod pod, which measures body composition through air displacement, which is an advanced and highly accurate method. We also have the metabolic cart to measure resting energy expenditure. We have an ergometer to assess physical performance and energy needs during exercise. So students also gain experience with other clinical tools such as the bioelectrical impedance analysis, the BIA. We also have a Charlie cart, which is a fully equipped mobile teaching kitchen that uses integrated hands-on cooking skills. We integrate that into our community education and education that we do here on campus. We recently purchased the Omni pump, tube feeding pump with the set, which allows students to practice enteral nutrition skills in a very realistic way. And then that better prepares them for their clinical rotations when they'll encounter patients requiring specialized nutrition support. So when you combine these tools with our faculty expertise, which does span nutrition support, pediatrics, bariatrics, critical care, our students graduate with both the technical skills and the confidence to apply them. And speaking of faculty expertise, I want to highlight that here at Augusta University in the Nutrition and Dietetics department, you will be guided by faculty who bring more than 60 years of experience combined. We have highly trained faculty. Three out of the four of our faculty are registered dietitians that have practiced in the clinical and community setting prior to entering academia. Our specialty areas include pediatrics. We have experience in bariatrics. We have experience in maternal nutrition, gastrointestinal disorders, critical care, and even health promotion. And we also have research trained faculty who are active in research areas such as obesity, cardiovascular disease, and oncology. So students are always learning evidence-based practice from professionals who are also shaping the field. And one of the true advantages of studying here is our location. We are located in the heart of Augusta's medical district. So within just a few blocks, we're surrounded by some of the region's most advanced healthcare facilities, including WellStar, MCG Health, the Children's Hospital of Georgia, the VA Medical Center, and Piedmont. And so because of this, our students have access to an incredible variety of clinical experiences that are all within a close proximity to campus. So you're not spending hours commuting between your sites. You're right in the middle of a medical hub. And our preceptors at these facilities are another huge strength of our program. Our preceptors are experienced registered dietitians who not only provide hands-on training, but they also serve as mentors for our students. Many of them are leaders in specialties. And this combination, a concentrated medical district and dedicated preceptors who truly care about our students' success, means that our students get diverse, high-quality experiences, and they also build professional relationships that often extend into job opportunities after graduation. And speaking of graduation, we are proud of our outcomes. Over the past 3 years, 97% of our graduates passed the RD exam within 1 year of their first attempt, and 100% of our graduates secured employment after graduation. And our alumni go on to work at respected institutions like the Children's Hospital of Georgia and the Children's Hospital of Atlanta, Wellstar MCG Health, Veterans Affairs Hospital, Piedmont Health System, DaVita, the Emily Program, and the Medical University of South Carolina. So we're really proud of our outcomes, and our outcomes speak to the quality of our training and our dedication to our students. Also, here at Augusta University, because we take a holistic approach to student success, we care about student life, and we also care about support mechanisms to help our students thrive. And because our program is housed at the university, our students have access to the services that the university offers, such as our counseling services. Our students have access to student health services, which is located here on the health sciences campus. They also have access to recreation and wellness programs. Our rec center is also here on the health science campus, and it has fitness classes and a gym. So activities for the students to engage in to maintain their physical health. We have our JAGS Live Well, which is a student-focused initiative promoting a lifestyle of holistic wellness. And we also have resources like our Open Pause Pantry. We have 2 locations for our Open Pause Pantry, one on the Health Sciences campus and one in our Somerville campus. And this helps to ensure food security throughout our program. We also encourage professional and leadership development. So students participate in our lunch and learn sessions during their first year in our program. And so during that time, we have them once a month, and we invite experts to come and talk with the students about things like career planning, resume building, time management, library services, topics such as how to develop your mesh terms and adequately and efficiently complete your literature searches for your capstones. We have student campus and wellness come and talk. So we use this opportunity to really to build up our students and provide them with some of those resources that we have here on campus. And also we feel that that helps support them thrive throughout their time in our program. Our program at Augusta University is also very committed to ensuring that our students are prepared for the RD exam and are also ready to enter the workforce. So to supplement our coursework, experiential learning, and supervised practice, we offer comprehensive RD exam prep, including access to all access dietetics pass class. And so they'll have access to that during their time in our program. We've also embedded 4 mock RD exams that students will have the opportunity to take in their 5th semester. And we created these exams to be taken in a simulated environment. The exams are offered on the weekend, so they're offered on a Saturday. Students come into the classroom and they take the exam that is built very similar to the RD exam because we recognize that test anxiety is very real. And so part of our exam preparation includes these mock exams. And these exams that are practice exams help our students to experience the testing environment, to build their confidence and work through some of that anxiety before sitting for the actual exam after they graduate. Also, our students participate in our Student Nutrition Allied Health Club, which we call our SNAC organization. And this is a student-led club at AU, at Augusta University, that provides an opportunity for our students to learn leadership skills. Many, if not all of the students that are in the club hold officer positions. It helps them to participate in community outreach and engagement and also champion nutrition here on our campus. Our snack organization participates in tabling events, nutrition education. We're very active during National Nutrition Month in March of every year. We've done smoothie tastings and smoothie handouts for our students during midterms. We have done other community and nutrition outreach events through the club. And something that we are really proud of is our partnership with Ronald McDonald House Charities. Through funds raised through our club, our students have been able to support the Meals That Mend program. And over the past 2 years, they've also had the opportunity to cook and serve breakfast for the families staying at the house. So we're really proud of that partnership and also proud of these opportunities that that are designed to help our students succeed, not only academically, but also personally and professionally. So in terms of how to apply, we do require a minimum overall GPA and DPD professional GPA of 3.0. Students can submit their application through DICUS. You will need to submit a DPD verification statement or declaration of intent. And we do require at this time that you come from a DPD, that you graduate from a DPD program. Our official application deadline is February 1st. DICUS opened on August 5th, and so we are currently accepting applications. Our review process takes a holistic approach. We have several dedicated applicant review committee members who are invested in ensuring that our students are a good fit for our program. So in addition to GPA, we also consider your work experience, we consider your volunteer experience, we look at your references, and we really take a lot of time to read your personal statement. If your application is selected for the next stage, then you will be invited for an interview, and we do complete our interviews virtually, so you will not be expected to travel. So that sums up our program, and we are dedicated to our students' success every step of the way. We combine a rigorous academic experience with hands-on learning opportunity. We integrate meaningful community engagement and also provide a strong support system through our faculty and our preceptors who serve as mentors. So we're committed to your success from the moment you apply all the way through passing your RD exam and even into your career. So if you'd like more information, you can reach out to me directly. I put my email address there on the slide, or you can call me and then you can scan that QR code, which will take you directly to our webpage so you can learn even more about our program.
Thank you so much, Miss Johnson. I really appreciate you taking the time to really give a great, like, just general overview of not just, the nuts and bolts of these are the classes, this is like all those little facts. You were able to also show the personality behind Augusta University. And some questions that I have will pertain, a little bit to the things that you mentioned. And so even with that first slide, the thing that you mentioned of how you're very like student-centered. And what do you think is necessary for a dietetic internship or a dietetics program experience to be student-centered? And how can students be on the lookout to know whether or not a program does have that?
I think that's a great question. So I think to make a dietetic internship truly student-centered, it's about designing the experience around the intern's growth, around their goals, and also around their individuality. So not just checking boxes. Being student-centered means providing strong mentorship and support, real-world experiences, and empowerment through that hands-on learning and leadership opportunities, and allowing for feedback and input that's real time. Because I think that is what fosters that continuous improvement and allows for growth throughout their time, throughout the graduate program that they attend. I think that students should look for programs that offer holistic development, like life and career preparation. I think they should look for programs that offer that mental health support because let's face it, graduate school can be, challenging. I also think that there's a real benefit to smaller cohorts because smaller cohorts can foster deeper relationships and also more personalized attention. And also look for programs that offer that evidence of student success, like pass rate, employment, the overall support network, which is crucial because a lot of growth happens in the 2 years that students are in graduate school and during their internship. And so having a mechanism for support is key.
I think you worded that really well. And one thing that I wanted to point out too with what you said is supporting them not only for their growth, but as they grow, because the intern or the student ideally changes throughout the program. And so what they may need at the very beginning to foster that growth is going to change as you teach them more things, as they apply things throughout the program. And so it's very much a give and take for what the student needs throughout. And so I think how you worded that was really important for it's not just oh, these are all the things that we do on paper to support our students. It's not as cookie cutter as that because
Right.
their needs are going to change all the way until they graduate. So I think that was a really great thing to point out. Um, and you mentioned as well how your program is in person, based in Georgia.
Mhm.
And with that, that means students, if they're not from Georgia or they're not around the area, they will have to kind of allocate costs as well for kind of moving there, or, certain tuition for the program, grad school, all those types of things. You did mention the assistantships as well that may be there if funding is offered. But just in general, because this is something too that can stress some aspiring dietitians out, is the program costs or affording to move and things like that. So, what advice would you give for how best students can prepare financially if they're interested in applying to your program specifically, and how far out should they plan for that?
I think that's a great question. So, if dietetics is where your heart is, then graduate school is going to be a part of your journey. So, with the master's degree now being a requirement to become a registered dietitian, I think really just in general for any student who wants to become a registered dietitian, you've got to start thinking ahead. So, not just academically, but financially. So, in undergrad, start saving and planning your financial goals, saving early, budgeting, considering part-time work where possible. And this isn't just a Georgia thing, it's a nationwide shift. And so the cost of life is very real right now. So I think wherever you choose to pursue your education, strategic financial planning is going to help you navigate that path with confidence. And here at AU, we are working hard to ease that burden. So we have made strides toward offering financial support, including our graduate assistantships, and we are hopeful that these opportunities will continue to grow because we believe strongly that your passion for dietetics shouldn't be held back by financial barriers.
Yeah, certainly. And when it comes to common like housing situations or if people are moving into the area, do you have like support or resources or recommendations to point aspiring students towards for if they get that acceptance on where to start looking?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have lists of housing in the area that is economical. Our program director, Miss Nicole Moore, usually sends that out to students once they've been accepted to give them some resources to help them find a right fit that not only fits within their budget, but is a good location for them in the area.
Awesome, yeah. And I definitely always like to kind of highlight that because I think housing and relocation and transportation, all the Asians are are kind of those little things that people kind of stress about a little bit later, but we always like to bring that up early because that's super important with planning the best for your success.
Yeah, absolutely.
And going more into the actual coursework, I think you had a really great diagram. If people are listening in, you can go into the video portion to see the semester outline of all the different courses, but I think it was a beautiful progression of showing all five of those semesters. And so if someone wants to glean some insight into the course schedule itself, are there certain classes that students should just preemptively allocate more time for than others? Like, for example, the biostatistics compared to food culture and sustainability. What advice would you give students for balancing that coursework preparing for different courses with those internship rotations.
Okay. And we have made some intentional changes to our course alignment recently to help students better manage their workload more effectively, because we know that balancing coursework with supervised experiential learning can be intense. So we have shifted our most rigorous courses like advanced medical nutrition therapy or biostatistics, pathophysiology into the first year. This way, students can focus more fully on their internship experience during the second year without being overwhelmed by those heavy academic demands. And so courses like food culture and sustainability, which is still important, but tend to be less time intensive, are scheduled to complement the hands-on learning. So while they're in their doing their supervised experiential learning, they'll take that course. So yes, students should expect to allocate more time to certain courses within that first year, so especially early on, but we have designed our schedule to support success and reduce burnout.
Yeah, and I think that's great. And I think it ties back into being student-centered, where it's you, I'm sure, like receive feedback or saw over time how the balancing aspect of different classes may have been overwhelming with the internship rotations, but being able to respond and adjust accordingly, I think, is a sign of a good program that wants to be responsive to the students. And when it comes to balancing that graduate level coursework, other than what you guys have done to help the students with having those harder classes first and then having the rotations with the other classes second, do you have just other general like graduate school advice for students as far as balancing coursework with those internship responsibilities?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the biggest keys to thriving in both your dietetic internship and graduate school is mastering time management and soft skills. So it's not just about knowing the science of nutrition, it's about being able to juggle deadlines, communicate effectively, and staying organized under pressure. So we here at Augusta University bring in experts early on in the program to lead time management workshops and help students build those essential professional skills, because those aren't just skills, that you'll use during your master's program and your internship. You're going to carry those with you throughout the course of your career. And so also because we're a part of a larger university, we also have access to holistic wellness resources through our Office of Student Wellbeing. We do encourage students to treat their calendar like a strategic tool. So block out time for not just classes and your rotation, but block out time for rest, block out time for meals. And yes, meals. We do have to schedule time to make sure that we're eating our meals and that we're also scheduling in some time for movement. So really kind of encouraging wellness. Learning to say no, setting boundaries. We can't do everything. We can't go to all of the community events and engagement and serve. We do have to make sure that we take time for ourselves, and also asking for help. So we encourage them early on in the program to do that. Ask for help when you need it. That's what we're here for. And if we don't have the resource, we can point you to the resource to make sure that you are set up for success. So it's really just about finding a rhythm that works for you as a student, so that you can really show up as your best self in every setting.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that you really are tailoring to that holistic approach of not just time blocking when you have class or when you have rotations, time blocking time for yourself, because you won't be able to put your best foot forward if it's in, 10 different community events and 10 different things and trying to
Yeah.
balance it all at once. And so I'm really glad that you highlighted that and very much focusing on still wanting to have some resemblance of being a human by the time that you graduate and not just being completely burnt out. Because I think then tying back into that is you do want to get employed and go get a job after you graduate. And I think a super awesome statistic is how you have that 100% employment rate of graduates. And so what aspects of your program do you think most influences that employment rate?
Um, I think that the depth and the quality of preparation that our students receive throughout the program is what sets them up to have that employment rate. So from day one, we focus on building not just knowledge, but we focus on building confidence and we focus on competence. Our clinical faculty, which I know I highlighted in the slides, but we bring years of real world experience to the table. And we also offer mentorship, and that's another benefit of us having a smaller cohort. And so the insight that we have through our clinical experience and what we provide in mentorship goes far beyond the textbook. So the training is rigorous, and it's rigorous intentionally because we want our students to be ready for anything that they're going to face in the field. And we also take a RD exam prep seriously. So because our students have access to the all access pass class, that comprehensive prep course, we want to make sure that they walk away from our program feeling prepared and supportive. And that kind of readiness translates directly into employability. So I think employers recognize the strength of our training and they know that our graduates are ready to really hit the ground running.
Absolutely. And I think it's because you start them off hitting the ground running that they're able to then, once they graduate, continue to hit the ground running in that employment sense. Because just like what we talked about planning with finances, wanting to start as early as possible to plan for those things so that you can be set up the most for success after, graduation or the rotations, what have you. And so then the last aspects of the questions are kind of then now directed towards the person listening in. Like they're hearing all these things about your program and they're like, oh, I want to see if I'm a good fit. I'm really interested in applying. But just as much as they want the program to fit for you, making sure that you fit for the program. And so for Augusta University, are there any non-negotiable things, mindsets, or skills that a prospective intern slash student could have going into your program that would make them the best fit for you?
That's a great question. I think one of the most important and often overlooked skills in dietetics is communication. So, whether you're counseling patients, collaborating with healthcare teams, or presenting nutritional education, clear and effective communication is at the heart of everything we do. And that's why we emphasize not just the technical knowledge, but also those interpersonal skills and a growth mindset. So we do encourage our students to take every opportunity, whether that be through work, volunteering, or coursework, to practice and refine how they communicate because every interaction is a chance to grow. And when you approach your education with that curiosity and a willingness to learn from your experience, you're not just preparing for your internship, but you're building that foundation for a successful career.
Absolutely, and I could not agree more. And with having, the great amount of information that students have had regarding just your program in particular, the right skills, also just pieces of health and wellness advice to get as a student, I think students can glean a lot of great information from this episode, whether they're, applying right now or still mulling it over. But Miss Johnson, any other last question, not questions, but any other last things that you'd want students to know about applying to your program or any last things that you'd want aspiring dietitians to know before we head out?
Oh, yeah. So I would say that if you're in the process of choosing where to apply, choose a program that is going to invest in you because ultimately it's your journey. So, not just academically, but also invest in you personally and professionally. Our program is built on high quality training. We have student centered values and a deep commitment to our student success. So we have that rigorous preparation and holistic support. We want you to grow into the kind of dietitian that you want to be. So you won't just leave here with a degree. You're going to leave with confidence, clarity, and you'll also have a community standing behind you that's had your back every step of the way.
Awesome. And I think it really goes back to that theme, even from the beginning of being student-centered. So thank you so much, Ms. Johnson, for showcasing Augusta University's Nutrition and Dietetics program. You have your information on that last slide, but we'll also have in the description like a link to your website, your contact information, anything students need or listeners need to kind of ask any questions or to visit your website if they want to find out more. But thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Jenna. It's been so much fun.